Hello children, good morning and welcome back. First of all, I want to tell you that I have given the project work for the annual examination. The project work is draw the major temperature zones of the earth. This is mentioned in page number, anyway, I have written down. It's from the chapter Weather and Climate. I have written down in the instruction about the page number and the figure number. Figure number is 10.1 and page number 81, I think. So you see the figure, see the colors. The colors also should be same as mentioned in the book. And also you have to write down the various temperature zones, name of the various temperature zones, like the torrid zone, the north temperate zone, south temperate zone, the frigid zone, that is north frigid zone and south frigid zone. Also you have to mention the Arctic Circle and the Antarctic Circle. So these things totally you have to mention in the project. The project has to be drawn on a white chart paper. The boundary of the chart paper should be decorated. You have to use either sketch pen or color pencils. I prefer sketch pens because it will give a very prominent color. The contrasting will be better than by the color pencils. So this is what I had to tell you regarding project. As far as English literature is concerned, your project will be given very shortly, within a day or two. Till now I have not given the project for English literature. Let me see, let me check up in the book, or let me think of the project, then I'll give you. But this social studies project is a very interesting one because it solves two purposes. One is you can draw it and you can enjoy your own drawing. Secondly, you'll know about the major temperature zones very nicely if you draw it and if you practice it. Anyway, as far as the lesson is concerned, we were reading about the natural disasters. In the natural disasters, we have seen that there are many disasters which cause destruction of property and life. That is earthquake, cyclones. Now we have read about flood also. We have not only read about the effects of flood, we have also read about the precautions that need to be taken when a particular area is flooded. When your area is flooded, what are the precautions you need to take? What are the steps you need to take to minimize the destruction, minimize the effect of the flood that we have seen. Now today we'll proceed further and we'll read about droughts. Before going to droughts, we'll discuss some questions given in your book. Let us see what are the questions given in your book and what is the answer for that. See, question number 1. A natural hazard / natural disaster causes great loss of life and property. In this we have learnt that a natural disaster causes great loss of life and property. Okay, see, natural hazards are that cyclone, tsunami, your floods, droughts, etc., etc. But when these effects cause great loss of life and property, then they are known as natural disaster. So the answer is natural disaster. Name the instrument used to measure the intensity of an earthquake. Intensity of an earthquake is measured by an instrument known as seismograph. 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 This is a jumbled word. We have to arrange the letters and make a meaningful word. See, tsunamis. Tsunamis. Tsunamis are caused by undersea earthquakes. Okay, this is answer should be tsunamis. Though the pronunciation is tsunami, but it starts with T. TS. Okay, don't get confused. It starts with T. Cyclones occur in dash areas. Cyclones occur in which areas? Coastal areas. Because we have seen the cyclones develop over the sea and oceans. So cyclones occur in coastal areas. The northern plains of India are prone to floods. True or false? It is absolutely true. The northern plains of India are prone to floods. This is true. So we have solved these questions. Now let us see further. Let us read about droughts. What is drought? As I told you, that droughts are caused due to scarcity of rain, very scarce rain, very less rain, just the opposite of flood. Let us see. Extreme shortage of water for agriculture and domestic uses in a region is called drought. It occurs due to little or no rain for a long period of time. Again, I'll read it, very important. Extreme shortage of water for agriculture and domestic uses in a region is called drought. It occurs due to little or no rain for a long period of time. What are the effects of drought? Droughts can cause extreme scarcity of water. Farmers are most affected during a drought as they are unable to grow crops. Very natural. If there is no water, then the crops cannot be grown. So the farmers are the most affected because the farmers are the people who grow crops. If there is no water, they will be unable to grow crops. Their livelihood is affected by that, isn't it? Okay. This results in a shortage of food leading to famine. Famine means shortage of food. Famine. Famine. Famine means shortage of food. This results in a shortage of food leading to famine. What are the precautions to be taken when we face a drought? To prevent droughts, we can do the following. Okay, here not only the precautions, the precautions which are given, they not only are the precautions which we should take when we face a drought, but there are also precautions to prevent droughts. Let us see what are they. To prevent droughts, we can do the following. Grow more trees. Is very, very important. To prevent droughts, we have to grow more trees. Develop rainwater harvesting system. Rainwater harvesting system means whenever there is rain, you try to store the water. That system is known as rainwater harvesting. This rainwater harvesting uses some technology also. Using modern technology, the rainwater is harvested in underground reservoirs, and they are used. That water is used whenever there is a shortage of water. So rainwater harvesting systems. Grow drought-resistant crops such as millets and maize. Millets and maize, they can grow even with very less water. Very, very less water. That's why they are known as drought-resistant crops. Even if there is no water for a long time, these crops can grow. Whereas paddy, then paddy, of course, paddy needs a lot of water. And then wheat also cannot grow without water, though wheat does not require as much water as paddy, but wheat requires water. It cannot grow without water for a long time. But millets and maize can grow without water for a long time. Spray water directly on the base of the plants so that less water is used. This use of this system might have been known to you previously, but nowadays if you go to certain places like Bangalore, like Nagpur, you can see this sort of watering of plants. The water is not given directly, but it is sprayed, and sprayed not on the leaves but directly on the base of the plants. The water is sprayed. Water is not poured. Water is sprayed. And where? On the base, directly on the base of the plants, so that less water is used. In this way, we can save a lot of water. The best way to fight drought is to develop drip and sprinkler irrigation. This is what I was talking about. Drip and sprinkler irrigation. This I have seen in Bengaluru. This I have seen in Bhopal, in Nagpur, in all these places. I have seen this sprinkler irrigation. This has been tried successfully in many areas in Punjab, Haryana, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Uttar Pradesh. Sprinklers are used to spray water, not to pour water or not to supply water through small drains, as is the normal case, as in the normal case we do. But it is sprinkled, sprayed. Okay, so this is all about droughts. Let us read about the volcanic eruption. An opening on the earth's surface through which hot molten materials from inside the earth erupt suddenly is called a volcano. Again, I read it. An opening on the earth's surface through which hot molten materials from inside the earth erupt suddenly is called a volcano. The ejection of lava means that molten material is known as lava. The ejection of lava, steam, gas, and ash through a volcano is called a volcanic eruption. Most of the active volcanoes of the world are found around the Pacific Ocean. That is why the region is called the Pacific Ring of Fire, because around the Pacific Ocean there are many active volcanoes from which even today continuously the molten materials they are erupting from inside. So what do the molten materials consist of? These molten materials consist of lava, steam, gas, and ash. Okay. Most of the active volcanoes of the world are found around the Pacific Ocean. That is why the region is called the Pacific Ring of Fire. The only active volcano in India is in the barren island in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So, the active volcano is in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. It is not necessary that the active volcano will always erupt. So, it may be silent, it may be dormant for a few years. Suddenly, eruption may start after a few years, for a few months, even for a year or so. And then again, slowly, the eruption will subside. So that is how the active volcano works in India. It is in the barren islands in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. There is the only one in India. So we have read about volcanic eruption. The effects and precautions we will read later. But today we will put a full stop here. And again, I remind you about the project work. Don't keep on asking me, sir, project has to be drawn on a white paper, A4 paper, chart paper, what pencils shall I use, whether I should use black color or red color, nothing of that sort. The instructions are very clear. The colors should be same as in your book, same colors. The different temperature zones are mentioned by different colors. Same color should be used by you in your project also. Okay? Okay, children. Bye then. Thank you so much.